My name is Kumar Singh from the Department of Linguistics and Tribal Languages, Tripura University. The topic I'm going to present is verbal reduplication in Manipuri. This area I'm going to focus in this paper. Manipuri, also known as Meiteilon, is a Tibeto-Burman language which is spoken in Manipur, a northeastern state of India. In this language, reduplication plays a significant role in communication. In fact, reduplication becomes a morphological device which is widely used in human languages. What classes such as noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjectives undergo reduplication in Manipuri, but the traditional studies on Manipuri reduplication are confined only to the categories such as noun, pronouns, adverbs, adjectives. The present study investigates verbal reduplication, focusing on structural and functional reduplication. Structural reduplication will include morphological and lexical reduplication. Functional reduplication includes semantic reduplication and reduplication indicating manner and plurality. Before I begin with the structural analysis of verbal reduplication, it would be worth to mention here something about the structure of Manipuri verbs. Manipuri verbs are bound in nature. Verbal roots are monomorphemic, bimorphemic, compound in nature. All examples here, that is lao, south, e, right, sena, involve, singna, suspect, no see, dear, no look, to be humble. These are all. These cannot stand on their own unless and until inflection and suffixes such as aspect, nominalizer, adverb, mood, etc. are added. So below examples: lawi is shouted, ire has been written, tenere has been involved, chingmei is suspected, nusina dearly, nolukpa to be humble become full-fledged one. In morphological reduplication, the pair elements together act as a word, that is, the entire reduplicated form represents a word. For example, tangak tangak, marong marong, chara chara represent a word, but the single occurrence or the isolation of the element in the pair never carry any meaning, like tangak, marong, or chara. This only cannot exist, which can also be seen in the following example. Ukrisi ising tanik tanik play. The poem is overflowing. The single occurrence of tanik in two is ungrammatical or unacceptable. Here, in these examples, the entire reduplicated structures tano tano, tangang tangang, tanoi tanoi, in example 3, 5, and 7 respectively are sensible regular verbs which are treated as words. These reduplicated forms represent a word since morpheme segmentation is not possible within the combining constituents. Lexical reduplication. Lexical reduplication can be of two types: reduplication with grammaticalized morpheme and echo formation. In reduplication with grammaticalized morpheme, verbal prefixes such as kang, koi, pang, pung play a significant role in reduplication, that whenever any occurrence of these prefixes, the respective verbal root is compulsorily reduplicated. The prefix kang is derived from a lexical item called kangba, to be startled. The root kang is a bound form and become a full-fledged form only when it gets attached with inflection and derivative suffixes. For example, kang is startled, kangde is not startled. When this root kang is used as a prefix which is added to a verbal root, it performs as a grammatical function, and the meaning it carries is suddenness or instantaneousness. Examples 9 and 11 reveal the compulsory repetition of the verbal roots like kang in and kang sao sao. After the addition of the kang, and the verbal roots are monosyllabic here. So sentences 10 and 12 are ungrammatical and unacceptable due to the lack of the fulfillment to the part of the verb. In these examples, Khang also occurs with disyllabic verbal root. Nung si in 13, nung first syllable, si is the second syllable, nung si in 13, nungai in 15, but still verbal reduplication is compulsory, and the single occurrence of it as in 14 and the 16 are ungrammatical. But one fact is that the total or complete reduplication of the verbal root is impossible, as in 14, khang si nung sirai, khang si nung sirai, khang nungai nungai. These are totally invalid one, unacceptable one. Instead, the partial reduplication of verbal root takes place as in 13 and 15. Ay mabu khang shirai. I suddenly started feeling like loving her, and paudu tabuda khang nungai. I suddenly feel happy to have heard that the news. The prefix koi is related to the existence of a lexical item called koiba, to move round or to go round. When it is prefixed to a verbal root, the meaning it carries is to move around, to move about aimlessly or without any destination, or it moves around everywhere with the repetition of the verbal root. We can see examples below. The prefix koi is added to the verbal root chat in 70, koi chat chatli, and this verbal root chat is reiterated as koi chat chatli, and next koi thi thiri in 14 and koi lau lawi in 21, denoting the complete meaning. The prefix punk is derived from the lexical item pangba, to be foolish. The verbal root pang occurs as a prefix to another verbal root. Whenever it is prefixed to another verbal root, the verbal root is reiterated compulsorily, and it carries the meaning of doing something chiefly, carelessly, foolishly, recklessly, or without good reason, as in the examples below. Pangang nangi in 23, panglau lawi in 25. These are grammatical, but without reduplicated verbal forms in 24 and 26 are ungrammatical. There is a nominal lexical item called mapum or hall in Manipuri. The first syllable ma is an inalienable prefix, and the second syllable pum is a nominal bound root. This nominal bound root pum is used as a prefix added to a verbal root, thereby reduplicating the verbal root, and the meaning it carries is completeness, totality, fully, or wholeness. Some monosyllabic verbal roots which tag the prefix pum are given here. Pum lang langba, to be noisy, then pum hang hangba, to be empty completely, pum sik sikpa, to be silent completely, and pum tat tatpa, to be torn completely. The occurrence of the prefix of pum syntactically can be discussed in the examples given below. The verbal root choi is completely copied with the prefix pum in 27. Wakal said pum choi choire, I got completely nervous. And in 29, mama tu pum ngau ngaure, the mother was completely got mad. All these examples fulfill the requisites. In verbal echo formation, the echo word that follows the verbal base is always meaningless. The echo word obtains an idea of generality only when it gets attached to the meaningful base word. The pair constructions show a slight variation either in the initial or the final syllable. Verbal echo formation is very rare, and it is formed by replacing the initial syllable of the first word with my, luck, and tha, as can be seen here, sakang, maikang naba. To be familiar with, the first syllable sak is replaced by my, and the first syllable tang is replaced by luck, and in nipai thawaiba, the first syllable mi is replaced by tha, and form nipai thawaiba to be disparate. In semantic reduplication, the elements in the paired construction are verbal roots, which can take aspect, nominalizer, etc., and semantically they are related. For example, in the pair khak lauba, the verbal root khak means to have a loud noise, and the verbal root loud means to scream abruptly. The entire paired word khak lauba expresses the meaning of thunderbolt, which comes with the flash of light. Similarly, in khang haiba, the root khang means to know, and the root hai means to learn. The entire paired word carries the meaning of scholar or intellectual, that is, the one who knows, and learn is the scholar or intellectual. Reduplication in negative manner consists of verbal roots which modify the main verb. For example, tuna tuna in 31, tapna tapna slowly in 32 describe their respective main verb ngangi and satli. Some same processes is also followed in 33, that is the verbal root nganga describe the main verb tokre. Mamadu nganga tokre, the mother move out with speaking. These are some verbal reduplication derived from state verb, action verb, and process verbs. Whenever they occur, they always modify the main verb which follow them. For example, pana pana chungkre, he has gone asleep while reading, and sauna sauna sakre, he left angrily. So many examples are such examples are given below. Reduplication indicating plurality consists of verbal roots specifying the attributes of the noun which follow them. The occurrence of these verbal roots will lead the following nouns to be plural, or if not plural to the following noun, the quantifying words like kaya, many, mayam, a lot, yamna, very, khuding, all, humamak, everything, etc. are added after the noun which is supposed to be plural. Following examples can be discussed. In 34, the verbal root chaura chauraba made the following noun turel to be plural with plural suffix sing. But instead of adding plural suffix, the quantifier khuding all is added after the noun potting in 35. And so the such reduplication indicates the plurality. The present work is an advancement clarifying the manifestation of different reduplicated structures in the investigation of verbal reduplication. Differently from earlier works of reduplication, the present work as a whole establishes the nature of verbal reduplication only. These are my references. Thank you.